Hello, welcome to our demo presentation for our MyMedCab project, Medication Management System. This is a medication management system designed for physicians and patients, allowing doctors to create and manage prescriptions while patients can view their medication details and locate nearby pharmacies. I am Cesar Calzadilla, and today I am going to guide you in this demo video on how to install, run, and use our web app. First of all, let's start on VS Code, which is the IDE that we chose for this project. On VS Code, we need to open the terminal, can also be the terminal on your computer, but you gotta make sure that you are on the root folder where you have the project, right? Once you make sure you're in the folder, we need to move to two other folders, which are the backend folder and the frontend folder. So let's start. We do cd backend and move to the backend, right? And here we need to install first some dependencies that we need in order to use the app. So we run npm install. In my case, I already have everything installed, so this is gonna be already automated for the purpose of this video, right? So since I already have everything installed, I'm gonna run npm run dev. And I'm gonna get this message that says the server is running on the localhost 5001. Now, we need to open another terminal, right, and do the same process, but this time for the front end. So on the front end, since I already have everything installed, I run npm run dev, and this will give me the link who will give access to the app. So now we are in the patient portal, and this is the predetermined view for the app. Let's start on this side, on the patient side. So here I'm going to log in as a patient. As you can see, the portal is asking me some credentials in order to log in. So let's start with that. The credentials that I'm going to set here are already from one of the patients that are in our database. So this is all coming live from the database. So April 12, 1985. The name is Alice Johnson, and the patient ID is patient number 1. Once I click on login, I get this message, right? And then the project, my MedCat, loads the patient dashboard, which is a dashboard personalized for this patient as well as for any other patient that we use to log in the project. So once we enter in the dashboard, at the top left, we can see that the patient can see immediately their personal information, their name, their patient ID, and the date of birth. We also display an icon to give the dashboard a cleaner, more visual look. Now, on the right side, the patient can see who their assigned physician is, which in this case is Emily Garcia. This includes the doctor's name, their specialty, and the hospital location as well. This information comes directly from the backend through our API and helps create transparency between the patients and their doctors. Now, coming down on the patient dashboard, we have the medicine table. Everything shown here in this table is loaded dynamically from the database using our user medication view. The medicine name, the dosage, the formula could be a tablet, capsule, inhaler, even an injection, whatever. The timeline, the period, which could also be day, week, or even a month, and the prescription date. This information updates in real time for the patient based on anything their doctors creates, edits, or deletes on the physician's side. Now, this part is interactive. A patient can click on any of the prescription that they have from that doctor, and the patient is going to have these two tables showing information. On the upper right side, we got the medicine information, which explicitly give more information about the medicine that the doctor um, provided or gave on the prescription, right? And on the bottom right side, we got a map that will show the location of the pharmacy where the prescription was sent, and also we show the stock level that the pharmacy has available in life, right? So that when patients wants to go to a pharmacy, they already can make sure here that the pharmacy has everything available for them to go and ask for their prescription. So this helps pretty much the patient instantly see where they can refill their prescription and have a more accurate, straightforward interaction with the medicines and everything that they get sent from the doctors. And this pretty much will conclude the patient side and the patient dashboard of the project. Now, we can flip to the physician side as well. But in order to do that, we're gonna need to log out, right? This is only for patients. And in order for us to log in as a physician, we go down here where it says, "Are you a doctor?" Then we click on a specialist portal login. And now we come to the specialist login portal. Here, we also have some credentials that we need to fill in order to log in as a doctor. And for example, let's use the doctor that we were using on the previous example with Alice Johnson. The doctor that was assigned to her was Emily Garcia. And the doctor ID was number one, and her specialty was internal medicine. And voila, we're also able to log in as a doctor. Uh, Here, let's start with the top table. At the top of the doctor dashboard, right, the doctor see a list of all of their assigned patients because a doctor can only have one patient, right? So each row is going to show the patient ID, is going to show the patient first name, the patient last name, and the date of birth. Clicking on any of the patient allows the physician to word their medications toward each patient specifically, as you can see uh, right here, right? Under the patient list, we have a table that is the medication table for patients where all of the medication assigned can be seen. This is pretty much when I click on a patient, doesn't matter which patient. Here, down here, we will see all the prescription that this doctor assigned to this patient. For this, we use our physician medicine view, which merge data from multiple tables, user prescription, medicine, pharmacy, and user medicine to give the doctor an accurate and complete picture of all of the values and data that are required to fill out in order to give a proper prescription to the patients. So as you can see here, I can also interact with the prescription, and I also have a couple of options to do for each of the prescription for these patients. So for example, if I go to this prescription, which has the medicine name naproxen, right? And we can see all of the values here. We can click on the edit button, right? And we can modify all of the value here. Let's put, for example, the timeline, let's change it to 5, and let's put this as month, right? And we can click on save, and as we can see here, all the values change and they keep remaining the same information for the pharmacy. Now, let's suppose that we want to create a new prescription for a patient. We're a doctor. For that, we use this here in the upper right side, which is a prescription builder. The prescription builder is what doctors will use in order to create or make a new prescription for any of the patient that they select from the patient table, right? So let's keep the example for using Alice Johnson, since there are several patients, right? So let's keep it with Alice. And let's say, for example, naproxen was there already. Let's just delete naproxen, right? So we delete naproxen. Boom, it's gone. And let's create it one more time. So patient ID is number one, we can see in here. The medicine ID is going to send information that will be provided to the doctors directly. Naproxen is number three. If we want to check the medicine ID also, we also have access to the database right here. And we can see that the med ID number three here belongs to naproxen. So in naproxen, we do that. We can put the dosage again. We can put 400. For this one, we can put capsule. We can put the timeline. We can put number 4. We can put again, this time we can do week. And for the prescription date, we can put today's date. For the last refill date, 24, and then on January 2026, the next refill date. And we can click on submit, and this will automatically create a new prescription for the patients. And this information will also be available for the patients for them to see in a moment. I'm just gonna click on log out here, right? And I'm gonna log in again as Alice Johnson. I'm gonna modify one of the prescriptions. As you remember in this video, Alice Johnson in the beginning had 4 prescriptions. So let's remove, for example, this one of the 160. Let's remove this prescription. Let's delete it completed. And in a moment, we're gonna log in as the patient again. But one of the most important part of this project is that the doctors and the patient's dashboard are always in sync. All of these thanks to the prescriptions using or the tables using the triggers and SQL functions behind the scenes, which is really important. So now let's log out as a doctor, and then let's log in one more time as Alice Johnson. Login successful. And as you can see, one of the medicines that the prescription that had the dosage of 160 has been removed successfully from the medicine table for Alice, right? And only the one that we just added right now was kept here, which was naproxen, if you remember. And that wraps up the MyMedCat demo. We successfully built a complete full-stack medical management system with patient and doctor login, dynamic dashboard, real-time prescription creation, editing and deletion, pharmacy and stock integration, map-based location services, and a PostgreSQL database using views, joins, triggers, and SQL logic. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the demonstration.